Hey everybody, I just wanted to give you a bit of an update on what I've been working on as far as my AXON. First thing and foremost, I actually had some family over the other day, and I was telling them about my AXON on steroids playing, and you know, it didn't even occur to me, you know, about the name. Something that was brought to my attention is, you know, the possibility of, you know, changing, you know, what I want to name it as far as, you know, on steroids. You know, that word, you know, to some people, you know, not being a very positive word. So actually, you know, that being the case, I'm gonna change what I'm calling it. We're just gonna call this the AXON project, and when the plane's all said and done, I'll have a label of some sort that'll just say AXON project. I think that's good enough, and there shouldn't be any shouldn't be any negativity about the plane. I certainly don't want that. This thing's for fun, whether it works or doesn't. This thing's for fun. So, okay, man, I tell you, I've been pretty busy today. You know, trying to get done what I got done, which unfortunately isn't a lot, and I'll explain why here in a little bit. But you know, I've had my scroll saw out today. I've had my sander out today. Got my Forstner bits out again. I got my drill press out again. I've got a 4.5-inch angle grinder out. Yeah. So anyway, it's been a pretty busy day. I do have my wing sections done. Here's my paper. Okay. See if we can see this on the paper here. The way that I've got this planned, you know, on that drawing that I showed you guys on my dry erase board, the three-piece section here is going to be joined to this two-piece section here, and the same on this side. This three-piece section here will be joined to this two-piece section, and then the centerpiece will be left alone with the support tower. Okay, so here we are. This here is one of the two-piece sections. I've got my ribs in here. I've got my PVC, the 1/2 inch here in the middle for the spar, the 3/8 tubing in here for the wire fishing kit that I was talking about that I'm going to use to hopefully hold all this together. I think it's going to work pretty well. But here we go. We'll take this, we'll fold this over. Now obviously it's not glued, but you know, there's a how cool is that? Okay, so that's a two-piece section there. Here's another two-piece section here. Now both the two-piece sections are measuring out at 40 and 1/8 inches. You know, because I mean the pieces just aren't square. So I tried to square them up the best I could, and so anyway, I mean they're you know, the pieces aren't exactly 20 inches wide, so you know that. Okay, so that's 40 and 1/8 for both those. Then take a look here. How cool is that? This is one of the three-piece sections. Unfortunately, it's a bit much for me to fold in half, you know, freehand like this. But here's one. I've got the other one over here on the table. They're both done. As far as fabricating them, really the only reason why I haven't closed them up yet is because I don't have my servo wires run through there yet. Which, you know, that's coming soon. Let me get. I'm going to put these pieces over here and just kind of rearrange what I've got here, and I'll show you the centerpiece, what I'm thinking with the support tower. So hold on a second. Okay, so here we are. We pretty much have this all set up. You know, as far as how, here's my pencil. I was looking for that. As far as what I'm going to say right now, I'm probably going to bounce around a little bit because I actually just got back from running the store, and I ran in and grabbed the camera came out here, and so just kind of bear with me a little bit. To do the center, sorry, let's see. You know, to do the center part right here with where my support tower is going to be, that's going to be these two pieces here in the middle, and to have that support tower here in the middle. I was actually kind of confused at how I wanted to do it, so I got on the phone with my dad. My dad came down. He's certainly a clever guy, so I'm constantly picking his brain. Between the two of us, we came up with the idea that I think I'm going to go with, and this here is what it is. My support tower is going to be a piece of, it's going to be this PVC pipe right here. Let's see, it measures, it's the outside diameter is 1 inch. And okay, we're going to have this in the center of the wing. That way I can have my support lines coming down from the top to, you know, a couple of various places in the wings to help support the load. And I'm going to do the same thing underneath. Have some lines that come from the bottom of the fuselage out to various points in the wingtip to you know, to hold the weight, or to, you know, to keep some rigidity to the wing, because, you know, so we'll say this piece of paper is the wing. Obviously, you know, when it's at rest, you know, the wing is going to want to bend down a little bit. So that's what I'm working on right now with the control tower or support tower, is to have lines that come, you have support lines that come down to the wing, you know, to keep the wing flat. And then what I'm going to work on later, when I get you know, progressed a little further, I'm going to have some support lines that come underneath, because as the wing is flying through the air, you know, the wings are going to want to bow up. So I want support lines to help, you know, support, you know, to counteract the lift of the wings, to keep the wings, you know, from buckling up. So anyway, my support tower is going to be the 1 inch PVC. I've got a piece of this PVC. The outside diameter is probably marked at 1.25 inches, but it actually measures 1 inch and 5/16. And I cut it off at 2 inches long. And we took this piece over to my dad's house and put it in his lathe and turned this end down just a little bit. I think we took off like 15 thousandths. That way this will slide inside this, you know, relatively easy. I mean, actually very easy, but we left that lip on there so it can only go in so far. Now the way the ribs are going to go in this piece is going to be just like my other pieces of wing. You know, I'm going to have the ribs in here with the PVC in here, but instead of just having a couple of ribs here in the middle, I'm actually going to have this bundle that I made up, which pretty much just amounts to 2 pieces of thin plywood, I believe 1/8 inch, yeah, 3/16. It's just some stuff I had here laying at the house, and I've got some other stuff, but I think this here would be lighter and yet stronger than the other stuff I've got. Then I actually had to cut eight more ribs, and I put them in here. And you know, I got the holes drilled, you know, for the 3/8 PVC and the 1/2 inch PVC. I'm really glad I didn't tear down that jig that I made to drill those holes. I kept that, and I'm really glad I did, because I was able to do this again, so all the holes line up. So I've got the airfoil cut on 2 pieces of the plywood, 8 more ribs. I've got a block of wood underneath here, and that block of wood under there, you know, we'll put this shorter piece of tube in there. That's going to get glued in, probably with Gorilla Glue, and then the support tower can easily drop down in there. So the way it is now, I can pretty much go ahead and put this wing together and have it, you know, in the same condition as my other wing sections, because you know, because I've got all my pieces here, and then when this here gets folded over, I'll be able to mark where the hole gets cut for, I don't even know what I want to call this, but just whatever piece that is in here. This will get folded over, I'll have the hole, and then my support tower can drop down in there, and then I can run my lines down from the top out to the wing sections. I think that's pretty much it as far as what I've done. So yeah. Alright, something else that I did forget to mention, to help hold my bundle here together, I actually took a couple pieces of all thread that I has, 5/16 inch all thread, and I drilled 2 holes through the entire bundle, through the entire pack, and I put a couple of, these are just regular lock nuts, you know, just nuts with that nylon insert in there, and I figured, you know, I'd put some glue in there and then go ahead and lock these down. Actually, I probably don't have to glue them, but I'm going to anyway. That way, when I put, you know, put some Gorilla Glue in my hole here, and then drop my support rod, support tower holder in there, you know, the bolts will kind of keep everything sandwiched together, and having the plywood on the outside for, you know, a little extra strength. You know, I put this other piece, just, you know, thin plywood here on the bottom, just so that this support tower doesn't, you know, blow through the foam board. I mean, it is just foam, right? So yeah, we got the bundle. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get this part done. And I gotta go see if I can hunt down either some servo extensions, or, you know, some wire and some servo connectors. That way I can make my own extension. But we'll see about getting this all here done. I'm really hoping to get the control surfaces cut, and so, you know, so that they move. And you know, possibly, you know, get all, because I have five total wing sections. I've got the one section with the support tower. I've got two sections that are, you know, 2 pieces of foam board, and those are going to go on each side of the wing section with the support tower, and then the 2 outer sections are the 3 foam board pieces. So, you know, what I'm hoping to get, you know, done this weekend still, is to be able to get the servo wires run through the wing. That way I can get the top of the airfoil closed over, and just because it'll make it easier to, you know, stack up here in my garage, because having these with the airfoil flopped over, it take up a lot of space. So that's pretty much where I'm at now. Keep watching. I'll certainly post more progress as I get along. I would imagine by the time I do the next video, I'll have the fuselage out, and we'll start working on mounting the, you know, we'll start working on how to mount the section of the wing with the control, or the support tower, to the fuselage. I was thinking about using probably some more of this thin plywood, and some those the white nylon bolts and nuts. I was thinking about using a couple of those to help hold everything together, because the fuselage is big enough, you know, that I can get my hand in there if I need to, and so I was thinking about doing it that way. If you guys have any have any other ideas how to mount this big wing to the top of my AXON project, certainly give me your 2 cents. I'll certainly consider them, and we'll go from there. Appreciate you guys watching. Keep watching, Wood.